control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here. We're back on Winterstorm after just 1 week, but this time it's an entirely different premise. This is an actual Red Alert Global League Masters League match, so the highest of tiers. And we have, spawning in the bottom left as Germany, Anjew, directly from Tiberian Dawn. He's taking a break from the Tiberium infested fields that plagued the world in the year 2030, I guess. And his opponent spawning as the Brits, Lorrydriver. And he is known for wrecking shit in the Masters Division currently. As of week 3, he is still undefeated from what I can remember. And this is going to be a complete change of pace, because last week we have seen a fairly safe opener, a fairly tech-reliant opener from Barf and Smitty. This week it's going to be non-stop action, because I just know how Lorrydriver plays, I know how he rolls, and this is exactly what I'm expecting. 10 rifles queued up into an engineer, and after the second refinery hits the field, there is going to be more rifles, that much I can guarantee you. And let's see if the 5 or 4 rifles of Anjew are enough to stop this pressure from coming in. Really hyped to see this, because unlike the other games, I wanted to cast one of Lorrydriver's league games, and then I just looked at the replay length, and they all were 9 minutes long. So I just know what happened in the other replays. The other replays, all his opponents lost to a timing push. I tend to do that a lot as well against him. Yeah, so 20 minutes, this is either them gonna be 20 minutes chatting, 9 minutes of game time, and then them chatting it up 9 minutes, but I'm not expecting this. I'm rather expecting to see a 20-minute game for a change. So yeah, a War Factory rush for Anjew, and you can see how this is gonna work out, because he's in 1 harvester here, and he's probably building a ranger here. I don't think it's a light tank. And this leads me to believe that he's going for the vehicle timing push. Nope, that's a harvester. Disregard. That's too fast, so that's gonna be the ranger, I guess. Because that is definitely not a heavy vehicle. Maybe a medium light tank? No, ranger. Okay, so the ranger in the early game can provide you with lots of line of sight. It can also swing infantry engagements in your favor, and it can transport engineers safely, which is a nuisance. Can also snipe enemy engineers very reliably. Ah, if only I'd known. There's gonna be capping pressure onto the oil derrick, so this is like a game of Company of Heroes. By the way, in case you're wondering how they don't attack, Control and Z, if you press Control and Z on your keyboard, it changes the stances of your units. And Lorrydriver most likely has changed his stance to attack, to defend, yeah. Defend is the stance where they only attack when they're being attacked. So they only retaliate. Can you see the stream of rifles coming in? This is Lorrydriver on 4 harvesters spamming nothing but infantry. And infantry non-stop it is. We're having 4 harvesters for both. And Anjew is going to move out his original MCV, which is the kind of timing cheese that I was talking about in the last game. Barf did it as well. He loves doing this. And that's 5 harvesters into an interesting build. 5 harvesters into a second MCV. Meanwhile, you're redeploying your first MCV. But Anjew has rushed a ranger, so it gives him some line of sight. Also, we've seen a derrick trade, which is quite nice. Anjew still has his ranger loaded to the brim with an engineer. And now the rifle spam is going to commence. I'm expecting power plant and another refinery, yep. So, Lorrydriver is sick of this shit, and seeing as he's got 40 infantry on the field already, he's decided he's just gonna kill the derrick. That's it. Good fight, good night for the derrick. Excuse me. Having a bit of a sore throat after casting for 1.5 hours non-stop. And here we see Anjew going for the trade. He still has his engineer packed up, so he's just gonna steal the derricks away. Pretty nice, pretty nice. That's the only downside of such a composition as Lorrydriver's. Look, he hasn't gone for a single combat vehicle Instead, he's just gone for 1 MCV. Now he's starting the medium tank production. And mass infantry. A plethora of infantry. A platoon, if you will. And now, this is the aggressive move that I was talking about. He's trying to create pressure and at the same time run his MCV to the 3rd expansion, but it's going down. Wow. He didn't expect this. He didn't see this coming. Didn't expect that, Mr. Lorrydriver. But he's gonna come up with another MCV very shortly, I believe. Oh, the Ranger. Save the Ranger. Nope. And just after the caps have finished, Lorrydriver is sick of this shit as well, and he takes the other derricks, the other set of derricks out. Now let's look at the army value. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, Anjew is ahead actually. Interesting, didn't see that. Didn't expect that, rather. If only Lorrydriver knew how much army value was stored up here, he would just go for the crush. He has a medium tank for tanking the pillbox. There are no rocket soldiers whatsoever at this location. But instead, this is going to be a nice counter-timing push from Anjew, who has now gone for mass medium tanks. So for the number 5 actually. And this is gonna meet the MCV again. So Lorrydriver, if this plays out right for Anjew, he is going to deny the expansion once again. Yeah, very nice. All the dangerous rocket soldiers get taken out by the rifles before they can actually do anything of use. And this pillbox is not gonna last for the ages. Very nice here. Now the tanks might actually block off the MCV. It's not needed. The MCV goes down. That's the 2nd expansion of Lorrydriver that was denied. But never count Lorrydriver out. At this point, I would feel like if I were in his shoes, I would feel like, okay, I'm constricted to 1 base. My opponent has 3 bases. I would be like, this is gonna be hard. But not Lorrydriver. He's just not flustered. We're having like, oh, this is actually a smart move. Anjew is going for the most Tiberium Dawn style composition that he can muster. This is nothing but medium tanks and riflemen. He probably shouldn't fight in the base though. He should not fight in the base at all here. There are pillboxes and reinforcements, there are barracks for tanking. Yeah, still. Okay, that's the big deal. There is a couple of rocket soldiers nestled in here that can safely take out the medium tanks. So Anjew is trying to pull back, but he's being intercepted by the secondary army. But yeah, now his 2nd dispatch of units can go ahead and take out the Conyard. He has not scouted it though, he has no idea. This is just snuck by. It was the original MCV of Lorrydriver. If there is one thing that Anjew really does nicely, he's always moving back his army when he sees that he doesn't win the engagement. He's very much about just hit and run tactics, which is what TD players mostly excel at, because that's where TD is actually where TD games are won. Oh, the crushes are a bit sketchy here. No, but yeah, that's Anjew pulling back nicely, and he's got the reinforcements. He's got wave 2, another 5 or 6 or 7 medium tanks, plus rifle infantry only. But it's a composition that kind of works against Lorrydriver, because Lorrydriver is playing so infantry focused, and a rifleman only composition is just gonna trade effectively. Oh, here though, the eco slide might actually cost a few of the riflemen of Anjew their lives. This is an eco slide transferring one of the harvesters over to the southern patch. He has realized the errors of his way. Oh, this could be good. If Anjew's infantry gets the jump here, he's gonna take out all the infantry of Lorrydriver again. And this is so costly because those rocket soldiers are not gonna provide much value. Oh, here come the harvesters though. The eco slide. No, it's not an eco slide. He is intentionally moved them here to crush the infantry. Okay, so that's where a couple of rocket soldiers would have come in handy. But instead we see a wipe on the army. Yeah. Little run by with the medium tanks, but the medium tanks have now discovered the secondary expansion of Lorrydriver. Wow, like so much pressure coming out from Anjew, but still, Lorrydriver is kind of holding on. He's not out of the game yet. It just looks very, very dire for him at the time being. Getting another one of his harvesters snagged. Another 7 medium tanks on his MCV. An 8 soon to follow. Yeah, it's going down. There we go. Beautiful play by Anjew. All he needs now is more rifle infantry. Pardon me. He is teched up to a radar dome. And, well, Lorrydriver can't afford such fancy things as a radar dome. Ouch, that's a move command. That was like 12 rifles sacrificed to blood gods. That's actually quite an overinvestment in medium tanks at this point, because all they can do is like tank the pillboxes. The rest of the army value should always go into infantry. Infantry just is the more efficient damage dealer. We're having light tanks because what other option does he have at this point? Lorry is on 1 Conyard. The husk of the other one just burning out here. And light tanks versus medium tanks is just not a real competition. All that light tanks excel at is kind of the getting crushes on roads. So if Anjew plays it safely, he's not gonna. Then Lorry is not gonna find crushes on roads here. So anyway, big dispatch of units again, and I think he's headed for the expansion. This is so much pressure being kept up. Anjew should deny this here, though. He knows that this is the only ore refinery plus, and that doesn't have a Conyard connected to it, and that's easily accessible. He's going for a Chinook. This is gonna be a Chinook drop. Good stuff, if it works out. He could actually just snipe these harvesters here. What I would really love to see is him deploy here, snipe those harvesters. It's basically free, because you can't react that fast. It's 8 rocket soldiers they're gonna kill. They're gonna kill an ore truck in 1.5 volleys. So you just need 1 volley and then a full volley and then like two more missiles. That's like 0.8 seconds or something like this. Something ridiculous. Instead it's going for the eco lines. Uh-oh. Well, there is no Conyard, so there's not gonna be a pillbox. That much is for sure. Oh, and he's nice. He's making the stop micro working. Oh, that though, like he should have scattered. Ah. Oh, he's force firing. Wow, that was brilliant. Did you see what happened there? Anjew knew he wouldn't get the war factory anymore, so he force fired his own Chinook, so it would crash into the building and destroy it. Was it worth it? Nope. Was it awesome? Pretty awesome. I award like 8 out of 10 style points for that. Anjew, you have my respect for this, my man. Plus, Anjew's got the tech advantage to a couple artilleries and Hinds. I'm actually, believe it or not, people will be weirded out by this, but I'm not sure about the artillery transition. Because there is such a mobile army composition for Lorrydriver. The medium tanks can just come in and just snipe the artilleries, because there are not many rocket soldiers that they can be deterred by. And as long as the medium tanks are busy going into the infantry blob, the light tanks can just fight a flank. Anjew establishing a beautiful line of sight here. He's seeing the pillboxes and he's like, what the fuck is this shit? He's probably mad at the red alert mod now, because in Tiberian Dawn you can't spam that much. Or not at least that many defensive structures. He's probably like, I hate red alert right now. Still though, it's only pillboxes. And the medium tanks are fairly good at chipping away pillboxes. You shouldn't go that deep into the infantry though. That's a mistake I tend to make as well. When I'm just like, yeah, I've got this, and then I run all my stuff into the infantry and everything dies. Still though, mass is critical, forces are overwhelming, and the artillery for Lorrydriver is not gonna stand a chance. Oh, a flank! That's a flank here. Ooh, the Hinds going down, no more eyes in the sky. The radar dome is going to be focused by 8 tanks. Well, now it's down to 5. Oh, Lorry deploying walls. That's a real surefire sign of a good player. When someone is deploying walls to stop a building from a snipe in a high pressure situation. I would really love to see the APM here. Oh, still though, the MCV being denied. So again, Lorry is up to 1 MCV. Down to 1 MCV, rather. So his only hope now is the friendly fire of the artillery. RNGesus. Pray for RNGesus! Nope. The shell doesn't quite kill the Raider Dome. So Raider Tech still going strong here. But keep in mind, Anjew has not been attacked a single time. All of this time, it has been Anjew on the attack and Lorry being defending. Like, this is impressive play. And now what he should do. What he should do right now. Those 4 Hinds are fully loaded. He should just clear an infantry blob. And then see how far he gets to work on the other one. These are without line of sight. So that's maybe something he's a bit hesitant of, because Tiberian Dawn has different sight ranges. So in Tiberian Dawn, you have like, what? 8 cells of vision from a single... Ah, he's going for the power plants. That's a bad call. I don't like that at all. That's a waste of ammo. So he killed 900. Those power plants are worth 900 credits. He would have gotten the same value from killing 3 rocket soldiers. Like, these 3 guys. And then everything else he would have gotten would have just been gravy on top. And this would have... there would have been so much less pressure here. Because he could have just waltzed in with the tank army once the infantry was cleared. I don't think going for a building hunt with Hinds is the right call. Hinds are made for clearing infantry blobs, and especially when they don't have line of sight support. Now there's a Hind backup for Lorry, and now there's line of sight. So he's kind of missed his window, honestly. I don't like this engagement here. Ah, but he cleverly pulls back the infantry. That was good. Anjew cleverly pulling back the tanks. And now the infantry can focus Lorry's infantry. So this is still gonna be a good trade for him. Or a good trade asterisk. Yeah though. I'm digging it. That's a good call. Now I can just move back. Hopefully not lose too much. And there is no more anti-air. The MCV is down, so there's no more base defense spam. By the way, Lorry again down to 1 Conyard. What is this game? I would now snipe the refinery. This is for free. This is an absolute freebie. He should snipe this refinery, definitely. This is gonna delay him so much. Lorry, strangely enough, despite having the husk here, not going for a mechanic. Maybe just in the heat of battle. Ooh. 2 Hinds down. Ah, very bad call. Like, Anjew has played a beautiful game thus far, but his Hind decision making was just not what he like. He could have closed this game out sooner. He could have closed it out, actually. He could have killed all this infantry, then went in with the tank army and cleared this base. He would have cleared it 100% because there was no way of just holding this. And then Lorry would have been down to 2 bases and would have been forced to engage here, take a bad engagement, stuff like that. Instead, all he got was a couple power plants and then, yeah, snipes on the harvesters here. Still better than nothing, because because Anjew still has all his expansions up and running, while Lorry is kind of running on low power mode at this stage of the game. So running on low battery, so he has to make something work. And he has to make it work soon. He's on 1 Conyard still. But this war factory is completely exposed. This would be nice Hind food. There's too much infantry and too much artillery here for going in. And it's protected by the buildings, so and the buildings also provide line of sight, so this is a bad call for the Hinds. It's okay for them to chip away at this. This doesn't matter in the least. Medium tanks going in, again just focusing the artillery. That's all they need to do, now they can pull back. Lorry's ore trucks are so deadly. Now, Anjew, if he deploys here and gets this base, then it's game over. Do it, Lorry. Do it right now. Just do it up. Oh, that's a move command. That's bad. That's bad. These infantry getting so much value. Anjew needs to deploy. Simply needs to deploy his MCV and establish a line of, like, a forward command here. Oh, he's trying. Not getting it. His own units blocking him. Oh, there's so much infantry though. He needs pillboxes right now. He needs them stat. Ah, Lorry is pulling through here. Not like this. And that's it. Oh my god. I've missed this. All the Hinds went in to snipe the radar dome and they all get taken out by a pre-placed AA gun. So this is so bad. In the meantime, all the medium tanks went down. Bad engagement for Anjew. That's kind of the comeback that Lorry needs. He's still got a massive army up here. This is not looking good for him. Trying to find the crushes, but his own husks are blocking him. Oh my. Still a nice army going. Anjew throwing in the GG. Wow. Holy tits, like this match has been savage. It's been like 20 minutes of non-stop action, and for 95% of the game it was always Anjew on the aggression. Anjew just playing Lorrydriver. But yeah, he found a nice recipe with the tanks and riflemen only. However, he made a couple crucial mistakes. The transition into Hinds was fine, but the Hinds should have been used to clear out blobs that were unprotected and had no line of sight or support. Instead, he went for questionable snipes with the Hinds on the ore refinery, and he lost lots of Hinds there. So, when Anjew says fuck RA and it's 100 MCV bullshit, it's like, I know where he's coming from, because in TD, if your opponent kills your Conyard, you lost. Like 90% of the time, despite me having a game on the channel that proves otherwise, but yeah, mostly you lost. In Red Alert, it's not like this. And also, he just what he did, his tank play and infantry play was absolutely fine, but his Hind play was lackluster because he made the wrong selection. Yeah, again, he should have sniped infantry, he should have just kept line of sight, but he went in too hard. He went into buildings, and especially him losing 5 Hinds here to the single AA gun was just horrible. This was a turning point. This burned like, what, 7.5k of assets. This was what kind of killed Anjew and gave Lorry the momentum to push through, because if those Hinds had been alive, take an educated guess how long those infantry here would have lived. The infantry push would have been called off by Lorry, and that would have made Anjew deploy here. Then Anjew could have base crawled and taken out this expansion. Instead, what he got was a smack in the face by a blob and medium tanks. Yeah, that was the single moment that cost Anjew the game. He had it. He legit had it. Too bad, but a great game by both, and it just goes to show Lorry is someone you can never discount. You can never count him out. He's like fucking Rocky. He's always coming back. You can count him. You can count to 9. He's gonna jump back into the ring, and you can never count him out. That's what I'm trying to get at. Fantastic game. Thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna see more of those because Red Alert Global League is in full effect right now. Code Red. We're gonna have a plethora of matches each week uploaded to the servers, and I am stoked. That's it for now. See you guys next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.